quicker. So what used to take 3 weeks is now squeezed to say like a couple of 10-15 minutes. A shoot means a nightmare because you have to arrange the fabric, you have to arrange the trims, you have to arrange the fitments, or suddenly you are told like, yeah, this model is too fat. The entire exercise, and that was almost like 1.5 to 2 months of exercise, and it just goes out because the model is too fat.
Shahrukh Khan was the brand ambassador, and we used to get 2 days with him to shoot. For that 2 days, he used to charge us a bomb.
You're an alien, you can use alien, so that's how quick and fast it is.
Today, we are going to talk more about how agentic AI is revolutionizing fashion design, cataloging, and stuff like that. And we have Rahul Ranjan, who is a veteran in this design field. Rahul, why don't you quickly introduce yourself?
Great. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Pratap, and it means a lot to be on this podium and talk about things which are changing the fashion industry so well. So just to put a concept, just to put myself, I am a NIFT grad, year 2000 pass out, awarded best menswear. Post that, worked in various domains of exports as well as Indian retail, majorly Indian retail, scaling to the head of design for Future Lifestyle, where I was heading almost 16 brands, and apart from sub brands, so majorly 16 brands, was very closely working with some international brands like Daniel Esther, Converse, Champion, Umbro to name. Post that, took a break in 2019, did my own stint. COVID came in, where at that point of time I launched my own infant wear brand, fully organic, sustainability attached, to UK market. We were shipping out of India through air and still claiming carbon negative footprint because we used the leftover space by the others who didn't utilize. So post that, cut to COVID, and things just went down. And post that, again got back to the grind, and 9 to 5 joined Aditya Birla as a design head for Van Heusen. Post that, till April I was there, and then I moved out again. Once bidden, always ready to take a fight. So that's how it is. So back to the same, doing a couple of things in the startup zone as well as in the AI field, exploring different avenues, certain things which I can't disclose as of now due to the NDA that I have. But there are some very great things that are on the plate, and it will be very soon disclosed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Rahul, I think in the next 45 to 50 minutes, I'm going to ask you a lot of questions that I have personally, and we will explore the things. So quickly, agenda for today. So we are going to cover three things. One is quick introduction that has happened. After that, we will have a conversation where we will, from your experience, we will learn, how AI is helping fashion industry as such. And I know you personally, so you have championed this cause in the organizations that you had worked recently. So questions we will do. After that, we will do few live demos of agents that are available at Nagent platform, which can help fashion brands and entrepreneurs harness this power. So this is this structure that we will have. Yeah, before we get into the discussion, I think a couple of things that I wanted to highlight as an agenda item is, I think we are entering a new age. Generative AI plus agentic AI, when combined together, they are going to create a lot of impact in the industry. It would, in this industry, traditionally, as per my understanding, had been doing designs which is more of the designer led rather than data driven creative process. So that's to understand how that is sort of changing with advent of generative AI and agentic AI. The second thing is, how these technologies can help designers like you doing it for 25 years now, so new ideas, new design concepts, and bring them to life very, very quickly. And third point is probably what what role does AI play? Is it
Mhm.
going to replace designers? Is it going
Mhm.
to help them design better fabric?
Mhm. Mhm.
Where it is going, right? Whether
Mhm.
it will make the design cycle faster,
Mhm.
what happens to the experimentation that designers typically do.
Mhm.
These are some of the things that we will cover in today's
Mhm.
discussion.
Mhm.
Then we will also talk about cataloging because
Mhm.
e-commerce is everywhere, right? So
Right.
in cataloging, I know there are a lot of effort that goes in when
Mhm.
brands are designing their e-commerce catalog or physical
Mhm.
catalog for their retail
Mhm.
stores. So
Mhm.
where does agentic AI play a role or
Mhm.
generative AI play a role? That is something which we will cover,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? And what kind of workflows that can be looked at
Mhm.
from an automation standpoint, which can help team members cut time, improve the uh, design cycle and so on and so forth when it
Mhm.
comes to catalog building.
Mhm.
Then the third aspect that we will cover is fashion studio. Let's
Right.
say purely from a marketing personalization standpoint, right? How
Mhm.
do brands look at this new technology and
Mhm.
implement that so that the consumer who is coming in to buy a pair of fabric, how
Mhm.
does data and AI play a role in sort of enabling that commerce and that personalization in fashion? That's something
Mhm.
which we would also like to cover.
Mhm.
So before we get into agent examples, I'll stop sharing my screen. We'll have this conversation, then we'll come back to the demo part. I have
Mhm.
specific questions, Rahul. As you said, you have worked in multiple companies. Latest in, you were heading design for Van
Mhm.
Heusen.
Mhm.
As a designer, right?
Mhm.
Where do you see these points, whether it is cataloging, conceptualization, or taking those design decisions?
Mhm.
For the audience, can you broadly explain what happens in a big design house or big brand?
Very interesting. Any kind of a commercial apparel industry, which is be a brand or be a designer, it always comes up with the belief that the brand has. So it can be the belief of the designer or the belief of the brand that they are on the Indian aesthetics or the European aesthetics. They are believing into the neo-modern or the vintage, and accordingly, the brand believes into like what they want to portray. Like for example, Van Heusen wanted to portray on the edge formal wear, the power dressing from where it came through, and now it's getting more experimental. So this helps in like they evolve from the character of the brand or the character or the belief of the designer to the concept that they're going to put for the season, upcoming season, with the forecast or the trend that they see. This is a very interesting thing that comes together where you see what is going to come, you see what you have sold, and you stand what you believe into. So building this three things together, and then we elaborate in terms of building the concept. So either if it is believing into the Indian design aesthetics, then we search around like Mughal art, or we go to Rajasthani paintings, or we go to Madhubani, or we go to uh, like the Pattachitra, or we go to any, and then we deep dive into it. We find some motives, we find some ideas, and then we try to blend with the brand aesthetics and the brand philosophy that brand believes into, and then what the forecast, the color and the silhouette and the body that the forecast is saying, and then bringing all this together and putting a complete collection with the entire aesthetics or the story coming together, and then presenting it to the buyers in the large organization or the senior management committee in the small organization or the head designer, and then taking it forward from there. So there will be a lot of back and forth which happens, but more or less that's the process that almost every
Yeah.
brand has.
If we are talking about the design process, Rahul, right?
Mhm.
Traditionally, what we have seen is this, fashion design has been more artistic or human driven,
Very true.
right?
Very.
And as you said, there is a lot of to and fro, and it's a lengthy process.
Mhm.
In advent of generative AI or agentic AI, which is more recent technology, How do you see designers adopting technology? What are the areas, if you talk about conceptualizing, you spoke about that, where you go to different, design sites, understand, uh, take inspiration from different design patterns. So that whole thing goes into conceptualization. Then probably you will be sketching those designs, making sense of what would work, and
Right.
then probably prototype.
Right.
And this is my understanding of this.
That's more or less very close. So once the concept is done, then we also go around searching in the market or the mills or the vendors who work along with us, looking for the kind of new innovation or fabric that they have done, and then blending it together. Now, this entire exercise is a very lengthy process. It used to be a lot of time consuming, because once you have decided the next trend, the next season, then you do a lot of research work on the idea that you're going to generate. Like, for example, if I want to do on Patachitra, then I'll do a lot of research work. So I might travel to that location, or I'll go online, because now internet is so easy. You go online and you dig into deeper into like what people are blogging about it, what is there on the Pinterest, what visual language that you can find around, and then build the narrative around it, create your mood boards, create your storylines, and then building it up. This is a very time consuming process. It takes almost weeks and couple of weeks to build together. This has become so smart and fast now. Like, I just write Patchitra and the entire thing is scanned, and you get Perplexity does that entire scanning. It gives you the entire briefing about it. It gives you the where you have to look forward to, what kind of information you're looking at, and accordingly do. And that's a fraction of like minutes, and it's faster, quicker. So what used to take 3 weeks is now squeezed to, say, like couple of 10-15 minutes, and you're ready with your entire research work. And then slowly, once you've done your research work, then you get into the conceptualization. Earlier, the concept used to be multiple back and forth. Like, you get into some work, you do a physical sketch about it. Like, okay, when we are doing this kind of story, this kind of color we are going to add, this kind of cuff we are going to add, or this kind of silhouette we are going to do. And you do a hand sketch, you do these print or graphic, you put onto it by physical mean, taking a print out, cutting it, and pasting it. As earlier it used to be, now it is more, you do Adobe Photoshop and you paste it around, then take a print out, go to present it, take the feedback, come back again, redo it. It's so fast now that you take the idea, you take the silhouette, and you just write it to the any of the platforms that you're using, even like an agent. If you just put the idea there, you upload your print or graphic over there, you write what you want to do, and then you just take a like couple of minutes, a couple of seconds, and you have the entire silhouette on the model ready. And it becomes more convincing to convince the people around who are into management, because a designer can visualize, but for a management it is little difficult, because they are not into visualization, they are more into numbers, so they see that way. So
Yeah,
then
talking about numbers, Rahul, sorry to cut you off. Talking about numbers, right? I think this is where things get complicated in a large organization, right? Large brand. And we spoke about it earlier, that data plays a very important role. For
right.
example, when you were doing it with Van Heusen,
Mhm.
where in one instance you told me that depending on the data, you have to decide which color would go, what kind of fabric would go,
Very
right?
true, very true.
This process, as per my understanding, used to take a lot of time to get external buy-in. And story, uh, the way you present to the management of the section, plays a very important role in deciding what collection is coming out. Right now, we talked about the design process, where AI can definitely help design, conceptualize, and build that easy product. But creating that story which is intertwined with the internal data, how do you see AI impacting there, where the whole design process is data driven rather than or personal choice driven?
Very interesting. So, uh, we had Power BI at Van Heusen, and we can scan the barcodes of our product, and we can see what the sell-through is. And basis that, we also get a lot of information on the weekly sales and the monthly sales, and we get the idea that what color, what print, what graphic is selling. That we used to put into the information, like we used to dump into ChatGPT or any other platforms of the AI platforms, and we used to give the forecast what is there, put it together, and then give the idea that what the brand believes into, and then the AI used to churn out the entire information, like, okay, the white shirt has sold well, the brown we see 2 or 3, but the forecast says that it's going to take longer run and it will peak, so we have the right time, we need to put some more browns, add to it, and that you have a lot of conviction because the data is supporting. And either we sit down, scan it, filter it down, see that the brown, how many pieces are sold, is selling, and what is the traction, and then map it, because that's on a different platform, this is on a different platform. You switch, and then you see that forecast is saying, so you map it, and it's a very like, you need a lot of logic thinking and putting it together. This is given, like you just dump it down, it churns out the information, you have the full data, and it gives you the power to put the conviction in front of the management that, yeah, this brown we have not sold well in the past, but in past season we saw attraction of some couple of pieces selling, and the forecast is saying, because I have a full data, if you go to this uh, uh, data, you will find this information, because we did this entire churning on the AI, and we have the full thing conviction. That's why we're putting it on the table, and that builds onto the narrative and makes it much more stronger. So earlier it used to be like designers to put down, no, we have to do brown because the brown is going to sell. That's a trend that is going to catch up, and because it's all in the future, you are not seeing it.
Yeah. Now talking about the future, right? Now any organization would have past data, right? What said, what sold last season, which area, which state, what sold. All these data would be available with organizations. But talking about, let's say, data which is not owned by the organization. For example, social media has a lot of data when it comes to fashion, right? There are influencers who are talking about, and some trend is becoming very, very popular. We are talking about the era of fast fashion, right? Similarly in cities, at least, right? Now, when it is about fast fashion and taking inputs from what is happening outside of your sales data, do you feel generative AI or agentic AI can help there identifying those trends? And have you seen examples where
I've seen it. That gave me a lot of excitement because I did that exercise. I saw on Foca that Art Deco is a trend that is going to capture coming forward. It's going to move big time. Also saw architecture adapting it a big way. So then I took that entire information, gave it to ChatGPT and Perplexity, and they churned out the information that, yeah, this is thing. They also gave me the suggestive designers or the brands who internationally are doing, so that I can take that as a helping ground for myself to prove my idea that what I'm thinking is great, and then putting it forward, and then putting that to a couple of image generating soft AIs, and then taking some references from there, creating some patterns, artworks, and graphics quickly, put it together, show it, and take the call and accordingly move it. So it's also helping in doing a lot of fast turnarounds.
Yeah.
Earlier, it was a very lengthy process.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think this is the era where, let's say, earlier designing, then showing it in samples, probably making it a catalog, how it would look like, right? That used to take a lot of time. Now, as you were saying, with different image models, these process can be streamlined very, very fast. Now, let me talk more about, let's say, this sampling, digital sampling, or catalog, whatever you want to call it, but it is a sample that we are presenting to the management or prospective customer or clients. Now, earlier, if you want to create a catalog, then it is a long process. You have to make a model, then make that model wear your collection,
Fitting.
and stuff like that. Now, have you seen organizations who are using AI to
Yes.
basically go do this particular thing? Can you just
Yes.
enlighten?
So not only Indian, lot of international well-known brands have adapted it.
Mhm.
I've seen Mango adapting it. I've seen H&M adapting it. Uh, in recent times, I've seen, I think Adidas is adapting it. So yes, we do, and it's so fast, so quick. I can't tell you. It used to be a hell lot of a task to get a shoot. A shoot means a nightmare because you have to arrange the fabric, you have to arrange the trims, you have to arrange the fitments, you have to arrange the lightings, you have to arrange the camera, you have to arrange everything has to be arranged to come at one point at one location, and location also you have to arrange, and then shooting it for the entire day, and all of a sudden you do the entire thing, and then you build it up, you do the polishing, post-production work, and then you uh, get the catalog, come and show it to management, and all of a sudden you are told like, yeah, this model is too fat. And then the entire exercise, and that was almost like 1.5 to 2 months of exercise, and it just goes out because the model is too fat. And now it's so easy that you just take the pattern, you put it on a silhouette. If you have the garment, great, you just click with the camera, ask the AI to put it on a model, it will put it on a model. You ask it to enhance it, it will enhance the entire visual appeal of it, and then add to it that what background or what location you want. You want a black model, you use a black model. You want a white model, you use a white model. You use uh, you want the alien, you can use alien. So that's how quick and fast it is. And anybody says it's fat, it's a click of a button, you can go to as skinny as possible.
Correct, correct. No, yeah, I understand. I think a lot of brands, international brands, are using it,
Yeah.
but when it comes to India, okay,
Mm,
I've seen very, very slow adoption of these
mm,
solutions. Okay,
mm, mm.
what is it? Is it fear? Is it cost? Is it unreadiness, or just simple resistance to change? What according to you is what you are seeing in Indian, fashion industry per se, Rahul?
Uh, there are two factors which I think. One is in India, except for designer, almost everybody else is designer. So that's where one thing comes into very interestingly. Second is the trust. People have a fear of trust. Like they always fear that if I don't do it on a real model, it might not look that great.
Mhm.
Though there are errors, and even in the real model, when you shoot, there are errors. It is bound to happen. You iron it out, you clean it up, and you do it process, do it great. But then the fear of having that it might not look what it will look in actual is the biggest resistance I think see.
Okay.
So that if once that is taken care of, I think it is just a matter of time. People have to.
Okay. Traditionally, what I have seen in fashion companies, they will hire a celebrity.
Mhm,
Let's say they will hire a Shahrukh Khan or a
mhm,
Aishwarya Rai or John Travolta,
mhm,
depending on what brand you are, right? And
mhm,
people do that because of multiple reasons. Of course, they would be
mhm,
brand ambassador and stuff like that.
mhm.
Is it that which is stopping people? Let's say, have you seen any example where an AI model is on the forefront of that particular brand? In fact, we work with one such company.
Mm,
Unfortunately, I'll not be able to disclose their name because of
mhm,
this thing, but they tried an AI model, AI
mhm,
model. This is a Italian brand. They
mhm,
use, let's
mhm,
say, lingeries
mhm,
and bags and stuff like that, right? So
mhm,
they are experimenting with that
mhm,
where a typical fashion model would cost somewhere around 20, 30, $40 million,
mhm,
depending
mhm, mhm,
who you are getting in, right?
mhm,
So do you think when global brands sort of do this, adopt
mhm,
AI models as their brand ambassador, this
mhm, mhm, mhm,
sort of come
mhm,
on, or
mhm.
have you seen any Indian brand who is really, taking it on and basically putting an AI model as their face?
I think recently I saw some of the Kerala brands taking that forward.
Mhm,
Uh, if I'm not mistaken, there is a superstore in Kerala, in Cochin.
mhm,
They created a AI model which was their brand ambassador, and they put her on the face, even on Instagram, everywhere they pushed for it.
mhm.
They are doing it. Apart from that, I the problem is that Shah Rukh Khan has established himself. It took a time to become Shah Rukh Khan earlier. It was like 30 years or 40 years when he built from a scratch to becoming Shah Rukh Khan. So similarly, a model on AI avatar, it needs a time and recognition. Once it gets a recognition, then it is just like it will become Shah Rukh Khan. So it, and also for a brand, a face becomes a kind of a trust. So the moment any ABC brand just gets a Shah Rukh Khan on its on the cover, it just lifts that brand to another level. So people will just go and buy blindly because Shah Rukh Khan is wearing it. That brings a lot of trust in them. Though they don't know that from where this brand is coming, what is the origin of the brand, but that's how it is.
I want to put an argument here. Let's say I had, when I was working in my previous company, the brand for which I was working, Sarukh Khan was the brand ambassador. And we used to get 2 days with him to shoot, right? And for that 2 days, he used to charge us a bomb, right? Now, when fashion is moving so fast, I cannot run my entire, catalog on that 2 days, because
Right.
if I'm launching a collection today for, let's say, winter season, if I'm not getting Sarukh Khan's time, I would not be able to produce Sarukh Khan with that catalog. Now, do you think if the brand has the rights of Sarukh Khan and Sarukh Khan's AI model can be used to create that catalog, does it solve that problem?
Very much. I was about to say that's a solution. That's
Mhm.
the solution, because I think they have started doing their digital avatar copywriting. A lot of celebrities, they have started doing that. So once you have the digital avatar of theirs, then you definitely you can use that as well, and then it becomes cheaper and it becomes democratic. So a lot of people have access to it. It becomes at a lower cost, and it's omnipresent. So any point of time, even middle of the night, you want to just dress him up with any collection, you just dress him up and send it across. So they will have their own parameters of doing what do you say, auditing at their end to filter down that people don't misuse it. But more or less, that's the future definitely for them. And
Okay.
similarly, there will be, I see a lot of avatars or the AI models which are going to take the main stage. Like, if I'm not wrong, there's a Spanish model called AI Tana. She is one of the like leading AI model globally, where she is into a lot of brand endorsement and fitness endorsement and food endorsement. So she's doing that. So that is the she's one of the, but then there are a couple of models which are also being introduced in India. Actually, I run one of the influencer small page. It's just experimental as of now. I'm doing it. So let's see.
Okay, I think this conversation is getting interesting. Probably we'll need more time to do that. But I have more questions before we go into the demo. We talked about the business side of things, right? Whether designing, cataloging, branding, and stuff like that. Now we'll move slightly into a different tangent. It's more from a consumer standpoint. We all are consumer of fashion, right? Like, and we go to store, we browse, let's say, e-commerce sites to find which clothes would look good on me, fit good on me, and stuff like that. And it takes a lot of time to decide, what to wear. Not for me, I simply buy, whatever comes to first go, spend time. And a lot of people have their personal choices. And I think personalization in fashion is what I was talking about, right? Here, it was not possible. Today, I see opportunity where personalization can happen at scale. Maybe somebody, I know Nike is experimenting with multiple technologies where a pair of sneaker can be generated, 3D printed, and delivered. Be personalized. Probably it hasn't come to India yet, but see such opportunities. Where somebody goes to a store, design a cloth using probably generative AI pattern or something like this, get it digitally before placing an order, and delivered probably next day or next 30 minutes. Do you see that happening in near future?
I see it, yes, because with the AI, I think we are on day zero. and we are still to go a long way to understand, and this is going very fast, so capturing it will take time. But yes, definitely this is the way forward for fashion industry, because people, it has reached to a fatigue where the fashion industry needs some kind of a reinvent in terms of the entire approach to the consumer connect. And this is one of the biggest hook that will look forward to, because everybody wants to have their individuality, because it's become so democratic and so replicas that you have to find your identity and build on yourself. The kind of influencer things and the kind of virality things that are popping up, and people are looking for a short-term gain on the social media. This is one edge that everybody will look forward to, and definitely it will come part of the every clothing brand say or designer say.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think gives us a very clear picture what to look for in the future. But when, let's say, brands or people are adopting such technology, creativity, of course, improves. But then comes the question of ethics and authenticity, right? Any brand that has built over a period of time have its own persona, has its own ethics, authenticity. Now, with AI, do you see that a risk for fashion companies when they actually implement such solutions in their whole process?
Yes, I see that a big time pilferage happening. But very interestingly, recently I realized that Coca-Cola has done a very interesting work over there. What they have done on the source code. So they went to Microsoft, which has, I think they have the platform on which OpenAI is made. So on that platform, they did the coding of Coca-Cola, entire color or the font, typography, everything is coded there. So anybody who is trying to create Coca-Cola on OpenAI platform or any of the other subsidiaries, they get the exact color tone, they get the exact Coca-Cola. And so it's so restricted and so well that the moment you do it, it comes like what it is. You can't do any changes over there. So similarly, I think slowly every brand will start doing it. They spend a huge amount over there to get that thing done. But once it is democratized and people have a better access, I think every brand will start adapting to it. So
Yeah.
that way they will be able to control.
Yeah. Now let's talk a little bit about the future. Let's say, Rahul, you have a fashion studio in 2028 to 3 years from now. How do you see a fashion studio or a fashion company look like with these technologies in next 3 years' time?
I can go as wide as possible, but
Yes.
just putting a little restraint, it will be space and no space. So you'll have a lot of space where you can put things. You have a lot of gadgets, and you have got your computer and everything. Yeah, is doing it, and you can also sit in Goa and just on your computer, on your mobile, you just dictate like, okay, put a white shirt, put the black buttons, make the collar a little small, make the collar a little wide. No, the next shirt we should make it brown, make it a little thicker thread, do the embroidery on the pocket, and don't extend the collar, keep it short. That by visually seeing and orally communicating to the AI, it will start happening. So that is the kind of visual storytelling that will start happening for the designer.
Right.
And similarly, the studio is there. So if you want to get back to your studio, you can get back to your studio. But
Right.
that's where the studio lies. Yeah.
Right, right. No, I think this is pretty interesting. Now at Nagent AI, we have been thinking about all these use cases, and we have built some of the agentic solutions, whether it is about, let's say, generating a new pattern or a new model which can, wear your collection, or let's say doing this virtual photo shoot, or even taking design inspirations and thinking something, how this particular pattern or particular dress would look in a particular type of demography. So some of these use cases we have, and in the next 15 odd minutes, we would cover some of these live demos, and then we'll open the floor for question from the members who are attending. And if you have any question, please use the chat button to ask those questions, so that at the end of end of these discussion, we will cover those questions. So I'll start sharing my screen again, and I'll continue where I uh, left the presentation.
Super.
So few examples that we wanted to give is the first thing is pattern generating pattern. So we have an agent called Pattern Pro. Let me click on this link, and for everybody, this presentation we will share with you so that you can try it out yourself. Very simple use case. Let it load. Where it would take few inputs, the design from you, and it would create a pattern, so that you don't. It's totally generative. It's taking a little bit of more time to load. So in the meantime, so basically it takes your, I mean, it is not only for fabric, but for other purposes as well. It can create your packaging materials, your backgrounds and stuff like that can also be done. And so why it is not opening. Just a moment.
That's where AI plays. It knows you're presenting, and then it says like, no, I'll delay it.
Yeah. No, I think yeah, this is typically
It's
what
also,
happens.
it's
And
also playing. It's also becoming mischief. So,
yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, let it open. I'm not sure why it is not opening. I'll run through the presentation quickly. Then we have
no, I've tried this part of yours, and it's fantastic because this is one of the place where it takes hell lot of effort and time to create patterns for a designer. Once you have the idea, then you get the right kind of graphic sensibility from the internet, then you put it out, then you trace it, then you scan it, trace it, and then you create a pattern out of it, make it seamless because you have to cover a larger space. So this is like a boon for designers.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that's the idea. I'm not sure why it is not opening, but nevertheless. The second one that we have is called Metamorph, where you can design your own avatar, own AI influence, rather than taking it from a social media or from a stock site where there might be copyright issues. Here, you can generate a completely new face, new body, whatever customization you do. All these customization is possible, and we are just talking about version 1 here. We have a version 2 is upcoming, but today let me try and see if this is opening. Yeah, so these two sort of models we generated today morning itself when we were preparing this presentation, and yeah, I mean, depending on the descriptions that you give and the features that you select, based on that it would create. So this is another one. I'm not sure why it is not opening, but
No, AI is learning.
right. Then the third agent that we have built is called Loom Vision, which is AI fabric stylist. Here, what happens is we combine, let's say, the pattern that we generated. Then we have another agent which can generate a dress design itself. It can design silhouette, design the the pattern and everything. And then if you want to experiment, let's say this particular dress that you are seeing on the screen, let's say this one. If you want to make this dress with this particular pattern,
Yeah,
look
so
like.
you can swap. Yeah,
In fact, we had taken this pattern and put it on
made
a
the dress out of it.
model that we generated and generated a dress. It would look like. So those decisions are very, very quick when we do it through Agentic AI. Another solution that we have. Then another one is a pattern to design visualizer. This is particularly fashion designers where in a single workflow you will be able to decide on a pattern, Then you decide on a model, decide on a design, design by simply giving it instructions and selecting, and it would create the visualization for you, which what we discussed earlier solves
Right.
a lot of
Right.
problem design. That's
Right.
it. Then we have a last agent, which a lot of brands are using at this point of time. This is we are calling it a virtual photoshoot agent, where this agent itself would basically can create a model or take an existing model. For example, if you want to take Shahrukh Khan, if he's your brand ambassador, you can upload few of his photos, upload your collection that you have designed, and make Shahrukh Khan wear that particular dress. And on top of that, you can add poses, you can add accessories, you can do lot of things on a single platform. And once you are happy, you can go ahead and download all these assets, which can go into your different media, whether it is social media or catalog, e-commerce site or whatever. So these are some of the agents that we have built for fashion industry.
Interesting.
Let me try it one more time. Okay, it has opened finally. So this is the Metamorph agent, which generate a AI influencer for you. So I have to simply give you selection what kind of model I want. Say I want a smiling model from, let's say, Indonesia, and I want him or her to wear a athletic dress, particular thing, and I can select, let's say, lighting. I can select the age group. Let's say I'll select 49, and since I have selected Indonesia, I'll select Southeast Asian. I can give a little bit more. What is the eye color? What is the shape? What is the skin tone? And face shape, hair color. Let's say I've selected red here. Then hairstyle. And this person I want for entertainment and media kind of feel. And I want a close-up shot here in a photorealistic way. Okay, and finally, what is the aspect ratio? Let me select square. I just select it, press a button, and in a minute's time, we will have our influencer ready. And we can download that influencer, create a dress, put that influencer in that particular dress, and would launch my fashion company in a matter of minutes.
Great.
And you have
So,
to really go and make that dress, but that I am assuming is a very, very different process, which is more factory physical kind of thing. But it's a lot of opportunity for new age entrepreneurs and new age brands to leverage these technologies and build it. Let it run. In the meantime, let me see if
just a small query, like when you create these avatars, you have the copyright, or like can it be copyrighted to any brand per se, or but it's open and anybody else can also use?
so you can go ahead and copyright this particular model or particular dress design. Okay, we would indemnify the brand. So since everything is generative, there is no resemblance to what already exists. Okay, I mean, pura net to net 20 to 100 to 100 resemblance won't be there. Brand can claim that, hey, you are copying mine. So that way we provide full indemnity. They can go ahead and copyright, and in fact, US copyright law permits protecting a virtual influencer or virtual face. And people can go ahead. India probably do not have a law yet, but and India will definitely follow that particular path. So, but nevertheless, everybody in this call can go ahead and access this particular agent on our platform. After the call, we would provide them this presentation where the links are there, and people can go ahead and experiment. We'll take few questions in the last 10 minutes. This has a question here. Let's go ahead.
Sure.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pratap, and thank you, Rahul. for this insightful conversation. Definitely, it opens up a lot of ideas into even people of my caliber with fashion who have like almost next to zero caliber, let's say. But at least it brings us or gives us an understanding of where the world is moving in terms of fashion. Thanks for keeping it very simple to understand. One question that I have is finally we see a result. That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one question that I was going on through my head right now when I was talking is there are these different companies, as you mentioned, Coca-Cola collaborating with OpenAI to kind of, have that brand presence with them. Where do you see an opportunity for something like Nagent AI, where the democratization happens even in terms of designers? So a designer currently working at Coca-Cola is the only one who's working on that, versus the openness of a business to accept anybody in the world who wants to collaborate towards that brand building for the fashion organization. And where can they, I mean, there obviously the opportunity of selling their design services to these companies, and a platform like ours where it kind of brings or bridges the gap between the individual who's sitting at home and this big brand who is out there in various different offices.
Very interesting. There is a simple answer, like not a simple answer, but there is an answer which Coca-Cola did with Adobe. What they did the entire visual communication parameters, whatever rules and regulations and the parameters that they have for any kind of a visual communication that they have, they've tied up with Adobe and they have made it fixed. So whenever any designer from, say, any part, like say from Chapra, if he's working from Chapra in Bihar, for Coca-Cola VM for a store, and then what Coca-Cola does, it gives access to the designer from Adobe's platform, that he will use the softwares, but the parameters are restricted by Coca-Cola. So whenever he's going to place any kind of a graphic, color, or pattern, it will automatically set and go as per what Coca-Cola wants. So you have the platform, you're working over there, you have the whatever you want to do, you have the store in front of you, you can decide what you do. But then what color you put, how you write the Coca-Cola, what kind of layouting you are putting, that is as per the guidelines that Coca-Cola has. So Adobe will never let you do anything beyond it. So that's is the way they have democratized the brand aesthetics and making it still available to any ABCD. So similarly, I think this is a bit expensive as of now, but going forward, it will become cheaper. And when it becomes cheaper and almost like free for everyone, the brands will start negotiating and putting their parameters with the AI platforms, and then fixing it up so that anybody whosoever wants to do their work from any corner of the world, he's still abiding by what the brand wants.
Thank you. And if I may, Rahul, I also wanted to ask another question here.
Yeah.
So as you said, the brand knowledge base essentially has been fixed there by Coca-Cola. Now, right now, from our understanding, all these big major AI players, they essentially have their devs and their teams who are working on building the actual solution in the system. What happens when the designer themselves gets this power where they can, leverage the best of the models together, sequence them in the manner they want, without having to wait for their idea to be taken up by the IT team in their list of priorities when it comes to it?
It is just a matter of time. It is becoming much more easier. Like I know zero coding. I have no idea about coding, but I go to Lovable and I can create an app by just writing it like, okay, I want to do this. Can you do this? Like I recently did a very small demo for one of the IT firms where they wanted to get some kind of interaction between the new joinees and the organization and how they navigate. So they wanted to an app how it should work, and it was just I went to Lovable, I wrote down whatever I want, and it just gave me the things to the level that where I said like, okay, if newbie comes to the office, he can like map himself down there, located himself down there, and then once he put the camera on, he can navigate the organization office. That okay, you have to go to the left, I'll reach the HR office. If I go to the right, I'll reach the CEO's office, and if I go straight, I'll reach to my cabin. So that's how easy it was. So it was just the matter of thinking, like how much you can think or how much free you can go. It's just that. So I think more or less it will happen. It is bound to happen. Currently, the large organizations are holding it, but again, they use themselves open platforms to generate their things. I think very soon it will be everyone will be able to understand, and by just saying it on the phone that okay, I want to create an app for buying ice creams, and then it will just do that. So it's just a matter of time, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a question from Prexia. Uh, she's saying, hi, Pratap and Rahul, thank you for insightful session. I wish to understand when scaling AI cataloging, how do you avoid homogenized beauty standards and ensure the visual reflect real world diversity, especially in markets with rich culture nuances? Of course, I think India, we have a rich culture nuances, right? Different states or within states itself, different districts would have different culture. And she's right. How do we manage these nuances? I think to answer your question, some of these nuances are already being solved where you have to instruct the right kind of thing that, hey, I want a model who is from, let's say, Mangalore area in Karnataka, who looks like this, and the background should be, somewhat related to Mangalore, maybe the beach. Those kind of instructions, if you are able to instruct it properly, the AI would be able to handle it. What do you think, Rahul?
Yes, it will, like it's a very interesting question, and very exciting also, because this just opened up again a pop in my head that it is so easy to create a localized approach. Like if I want to like for example, Van is in a brand wants to put their collection. If we want to get more local, then we can put a catalog for Punjab, a separate catalog for Kerala, a separate catalog for Tamil Nadu, a separate catalog for Andhra, a separate catalog, because it's so easy. Like you just put whatever you want to say, the garment still remains same, but the model face and the model body structure changes, and the even the atmosphere and the environment changes, and that's how it goes. And with some time you can have a learning that okay, Punjab has loved this, and accordingly feed the AI, and then next time you don't have to also worry about what prompt you will just say generate the catalog and it will generate for you. So it will just a matter of time that how local it can go.
Yeah, Prexa, another way to do it, what Rahul told just now, that is one way. Second way to do it is, let's say, if you have a reference image, let's say if you have done some campaign or some catalog in the past, which is which is more nuanced, that reference can be given as an input to this agent, and it would be able to create very, very similar stuff. Right? If you want exactly similar, it would be able to do it. If you want a little bit of changes here and there, it would be able to do that as well. Now, my agents has opened. If we will take probably 5 minutes more, and I wanted to demo these things. Alexa, your question would be answered, I think, when we look at some of the results that we get. So I'll start with pattern pro. Now here, pretty simple inputs. You know what kind of pattern you want. We have given 2 patterns, let's say horizontal and vertical, and you select your let's say color scheme, whether you know what kind of thing you want, and let's say purpose of the pattern. You can give it a more explanation. This pattern will be used to create T-shirts in T-shirts for urban Indian Gen Z. Let's say something like this I'm giving. And I can say, okay, do it like a, let's say, boho style floral. And you can give some color. Let's say I'll say navy blue. We give some option on the background tone as well, color background. Let's say pink. Some motifs I can give whatever is written. Let's say circles and let's say Madhubani style. So simply I'll give these inputs and in some time it would create the pattern. This typically takes less than a minute, but today it is taking more time. So we'll come back to this particular tab and I'll go quickly to the other agent, which is a virtual photoshoot agent. So here you can start from scratch by saying, hey, I want to create a model. You describe it here, let's say 26-year-old male from Kerala. Let's say I say this, then okay, hair color is black. I'll keep this. Okay. Instead of 26, I can keep that's 35, and I'll say, okay, this person's age is 35. Hairstyle, I don't know. Clothing, I can give something. This is I'm just generating a model, and I want to a close-up photo, and the style presets and all those things we have. You can, probably choose what are the options that are there, and on the bottom that I want to generate an avatar, and it would generate the same in some time. I will come back to this agent. As per what I had given, I had said that the pattern is it would be used for a t-shirt design for urban Indian, and navy blue, and navy blue is the dominant color and pink is the background color, and I wanted some sort of circles and Madhubani art. Right, this was my brief, and as you see, this is the pattern that it generated. I think it is pretty accurate with what I had told it, and I can do multiple experimentation and probably generate different patterns. I'll download this pattern and put it into another agent, which is just for the link, which is, let's say, this virtual stylist. Now, using this agent, I can create a new dress design. I can upload this particular pattern here. The one that I downloaded, I will go ahead and upload. So this is what I generated now. I'll go ahead, and if I have a particular dress in mind I wanted to see, I will some dress design that I have prepared. Let's say I want to put this design in this particular shirt. So I upload these two images and submit, and we will see in a while it would create the pattern in this particular dress. We'll come back to this. Okay, now this is the virtual photo shoot agent that I had in with Kerala 35-year-old male, and whatever instructions I had given. So I generated the avatar. Now, after generating the avatar, I can give it a try on, where let's say I can upload a new garment. Let me do that. Okay, let's say I have this shirt. I want this particular person to wear this shirt of mine. Yeah, I think it is uploading. Just a moment. We'll come back to this. Yeah, this was the this same pattern in this dress design. Now I have a dress in front of me. Right. So if I want that model to wear this particular dress, I'll be able to do that as well. Let me download it. Let me upload it again. Then after this happens, I can also define a pose if I want. I can put some accessories which I want this person to wear, and then generate the whole photo shoot. We also provide some more customization where you spoke about, let's say, Coca-Cola doing this. Now, this is where we have this knowledge base where a particular brand can upload their knowledge, which is about their brand style, about their communication style, how they want it, how they don't want it. All those things they can define once, and every time this agent should be able to understand and generate these things as per the preferences. All right, I think you guys can try it yourself. Pretty simple. There are multiple options. Today, unfortunately, my systems are slow and it is taking time. So, but you got the vibe of what is possible. So, thanks a lot, Rahul, for your engagement.
Pratap, just a minute. So there are two more questions in the chat.
Okay.
If you guys just mind asking.
Okay. Kadiri asks, can we resize the pattern size? Yes, while generating this pattern, you can say that, for example, let's say the circle, I want to make it smaller. That's what I think you are asking. If I want to make any adjustment, it would require a little bit of good input. If you provide good input, it would be able to do that. Right. So let me try and do this here. Let's say I just made a small change. Instead of plain circles, I said small concentric circles and Madhubani style. Let's say same little bit of adjustment I did. So this is one way how you can do it. Second way is you can take this particular image that was generated and put it into another agent which can do your editing part. But then you have to give instruction what you want to do. So both these options are possible. We'll see that in a while what it is generating. Yeah, I did this small change where instead of big circles, I said small concentric circles, and it is generating the pattern. We'll come back to this before, and we'll take another question from Prexia. Just color tone, but body sizing, etc. I wish to ask second question. What is your vision of AI agents in fashion beyond cataloging? Could they evolve into stylists, influencers, or even co-designers? I think, Prexia, all of this, we are just scratching the surface. The use cases that you told are already possible as we speak, right? But I think the future would be more about AI being a co-designer with the designers, being able to brainstorm, being able to sort of take the organizational data, the outside data, and come up with these new concepts which can reduce your design cycles. And probably personalized fashion, probably it can help a lot in marketing as we are speaking. These are some of the use cases that come to my mind, but I think the future, we don't know. The way this technology is evolving, whatever is not possible today is getting possible after 2 weeks. And it's only for us to sort of imagine. And if we are able to imagine it, AI would be able to do it.
Very true, very true. It's pure limitation of imagination.
Correct.
Limitation of imagination. How far you can think of it. It can do whatever a human can do. Definitely, it can do. Apart from physically doing things, I think whatever mentally possible, AI can create as of now. It's just a matter of time that you might ask for the red, and the red of AI might be a tone here or there, as per what red you want and what red the AI is going to give you. But if you specifically go to the Pantone and say, like, I want this Pantone color, it will give you bang on. So how sharp, how defined you are in terms of asking question to the AI or putting the prompt to the AI, it will be as close as what you're looking for.
Yeah. We have another question from Kadri. Is it possible to convert the pattern into vector without using Adobe tools? I think totally possible. Even today, it is totally possible. I think in our platform also, we have a vector generator where it can take this pattern as a reference and create a vector. I'm not 100% sure, but it is possibility is 100% I'm sure. Whether we have that solution or not, I have to still check. But Kadri, totally possible to do this. Yeah, so here it changed the design a bit, but it made the circles more smaller and concentric and gave a different pattern altogether. Right? If I wanted to do some changes to the existing one, I think the solution is upload that image into another agent and ask it edit it. It would be able to do that job.
Only the circles, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's it from today. Thanks, Rahul, once again for joining and spending time with us. And thanks everybody, Nilesh, Sarthak, Kadiri, Sagufa, Anmol, and Prexia for your engagement. We would share this deck with you. Please feel free to try it out. And Rahul, I think with you, we should talk more about how this would be possible. Probably a longer podcast is what is waiting. You and me. So thanks a lot and have a great day.
Thank you so much. It's pleasure to be here and discussing all this. There are very few limited things where the vibes goes very well. And I think we do it very well over here. And thanks to the members who are there on the platform, sharing their time, putting their precious time, listening to us, gaining the knowledge, whatever we can share. We are happy to understand whatever they look forward to. Thanks again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pratap. Take care.
Bye.